All right, so I've had a chance now to look at some of the homework and things like that, and I think I got a good excuse now to sort of go through sort of the last assignment and help you guys sort of understand a little bit about what I'm going for and what and basically just make you better. So here's the deal. I'm going to go and share the screen. Full disclosure, I am actually at my corporate office right now, and so there you go. So welcome to the fuzzy background. All right, so what we're going to see is over here in the assessments area, the homework, in particular what I'm going to be focusing on, by the way, because I'm at the office, you probably hear some bedings going on, but I should have some reasonable quality time here. So anyway, I'm focusing on the first real program assignment. All right, so I'm going to click on the first real program assignment. And here I've got my little love note about what I wanted you guys to do. I definitely want you always to watch the videos. The videos are there. Sometimes they're from, a year and a half ago-ish or whatever. Sometimes they're going to be, right up to date. I watch every single one myself before, so I know whether or not I think it's a good deal for you to watch. So please watch them. All right. I appreciate, watching videos isn't the best. So again, what I would do is I'm trying to simulate what you'd get if you were in the classroom, but you get to pause, you get to go, you get to speed me up, you get to slow me down, you get screenshots of the code that I'm trying to talk about. It's a pretty good deal, actually, to try and get as much as you possibly can out of the course. And then in there, we have chapter 2. Now, I've already gone ahead and gotten chapter 2, I think, right? Yes, I have. So I'm going to bring it up and bring it over the screen here. So here we go, opening it up. I should have done this before. I think I'm going to be due for a new corporate laptop soon. All right, so I'm going to move this guy up here so you can kind of see what I'm going for. All right, so that's the assignment as it was. And I said, the first one, I said, modify the following program to ask for not only your name and age, but also your favorite color and food and print them out. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you some code to start with and then just simply edit, right? So where would you go to do this? First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. Now, because I'm at work, I don't have a lot of control over my laptop. So what I'm going to do here is instead, I'm going to go to Python Anywhere, right? Python Anywhere. Where is Python Anywhere? Well, guess what? It was in the links. Again, I've not my first time I've talked about it, but it should be down here. Python for Everyone. Part of me wants to do it through the visualizer, but I'm going to say the visualizer for the next example. Where is it? Python Anywhere. There's Python Anywhere. All right. So I'm going to go to Python Anywhere, and I'm just going to go to the files area. And actually, before I go to the files area, we're going to check out my consoles, make sure I have nothing running. I don't have anything running. That's good, because remember, for free, you only get 2. Right. Once you get more than 2, it says you can't use anymore. And every now and again, a student will come up to me saying, hey, do I have to pay money? It's like, no, you don't have to pay money. Don't pay money. Just shut down your consoles and you're fine. And remember, the exit function would shut down your consoles as well. So, but anyway, you can always just don't be fooled. This has no recent consoles. If you're like me and you kind of touch it and then like 3 weeks later come back in and touch it, it's not, those aren't recent, right? So it might appear that you don't have anything open, but the best way to do it is to just go in and view all and see what's there. All right. So anyway, where I'm going to go is I'm going to go to files, and I'm going to go and click on browse files, and I have an actual chapter 2 here. All right, chapter 2. This has got some of the code that I talked through in the what I'm talking about, the thing, the last lecture. That's right. All right, good. So I've come a long way here. I'm going to chapter 2. I'm going to create a program. So what's the program I'm going to create? It's going to be this program. I didn't give it a decent name, so I'm just going to call it chapter 2 exercise 1. Right. So I'm going to go C2 exercise 1. And I'm going to go .py, otherwise it's not going to create a Python file. I'm going to go new. Now I'm doing this in Python Anywhere. Obviously, you can do this in idle. You've got some other IDE, that's great. But I'm doing it like this because I'm at work, and us big time managers don't, I can't just install Python on this. So this is the program that I copied and pasted from the assignment. First thing I would do, in all honesty, is I would run it, because maybe I have errors in it. I don't know. Let's have a look. So we go running through the console. And nice. I just love the jokes. Anyway, so up it comes. What's my name? My name is Grant. How old am I? I'm now 55. Unbelievable. And I go, boom. What's it like being 55? Not that bad. All right. So now what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to add favorite food, favorite color. So this is really probably right. Food and color. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yeah, food and color. Submit code and flowchart. Okay, so food and color. So here we go. All I'm asking is to go food and color, and I'll even spell it the American way. Food and color, and that's also going to be an input. That's also going to be an input. You can even do the whole copy and paste, right? If you want to do the minimal amount of work, you can do the copy and paste, maybe line your things up. What is your favorite food? What is your favorite color? Right. You know, by the way, other cool things you could do at this point, you could probably push all these over so they all actually line up nicely. And there's our inputs. Right. Let's test the inputs before we go crazy and start printing them. So I'm going to go run again. And what's my name? Notice we're definitely running the new program. So I'm going to go Grant, 55, favorite food. I'm just going to say Thai, and favorite color. I'm going to go purple, and boom. Great. So now I just need my outputs to be done. And so here, I'm just going to put them together, print. My favorite food is, I'm going to go plus. So I'm doing this with the concatenation operator. Remember, the other option was to go comma, but we're going to do the concatenation operator. It's okay if you do the comma as well in this case. My favorite food is food, and my favorite color is color. All right, run that again. I go Grant, 55, Thai, and purple. That's all I was looking for the code portion. So what I would do now is I'd take this code, I'd go copy, I'd go back into the actual assignment that I have here, and I'd either replace this code or go over here and go answer and put the code in. Now, here's the cool part about what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you guys stuff you can refer to after the course is finished, right? So after this course is finished, what will be really cool, don't know, I would like to have a space between these, but anyway, is if you basically had the what I was asking for and the actual answer, then you can kind of refer back to this if you ever want to kind of relearn some of the Python. Now, that wasn't the only thing, though. We needed to have a flow chart. Well, how in the world do we do a flow chart? Well, let's go back out to here. Sorry, let's go back out to here again. Where are we here? So flow chart. Well, remember, we have that at the very least. We have the free flow charting tool, which I thought was in here, unless I have missed it. There it is. Free flow charting tool. Okay, tank. It's going to ask, where do you want to save your stuff? You know what? I guess I will probably have to. At this point, I'm just going to go, hey, I'm going to save it on my device. I'm going to create a new diagram. And now there's a few choices here. You could even pick the flowchart choices if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could do that. I'm just going to go basic at this point. I'm going to go basic. Again, oh, look at that. There's a free flowchart right there. You know what? Let's be smart. Let's use the free flowchart. Let's go. Because what this is going to be, I'm going to also put that in my, at this point, I'm going to put in my downloads as C2 exercise 1. I'm going to go save it and go. There it is. Wow, neat. All right, so let's take that and compare that to the actual code that I have over here. So where's that code? It's over here. So we have an input and we have an output. Now there is actually one diagram symbol that's good for the input, the output, which I talked about, and that is this one, the parallelogram. So I'm going to take the parallelogram, I'm going to drag it out, I'm going to go copy and paste. And this is actually a pretty easy flow chart because really I'm asking for name, age, food, color. So all I'd have to really do here is just basically go name, age, food, color, and that's my input. And then the output is going to be basically print. So I'm just going to abbreviate this, and I'm going to basically say print name, age, food, color. Okay. And so now this stuff is going to go away because we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. I'm going to take this dude. Oops, take this. No, I don't know what you just did there, but take this dude, put him there, connect the arrow, connect, and then go to here and connect. Oh, look at that arrow. Now, this has happened to a couple people. These arrows should be just one direction. One direction. You're going from beginning to end. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to do another connection here. Connect like that. And then it's interesting to me that that's actually an empty arrow. Like I would have just done the directional like that. You know what? I'm satisfied that I don't like this. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay, one more time. Get rid of this. All right. They came with labels too, I'm noticing. Anyway, so here, grab this guy, connect them. Grab this guy, connect them. That's one. Gonna go copy paste. Connect them. Connect them. Okay, it's looking a little gross there, but we'll see if I can fix that. Connect them and connect them. Right? Now the only, oh, see, that's why we're not really connecting them, are we? There we go. All right, maybe, if I move this over, sure, whatever, sounds good. Now here's the deal. Obviously it's not lamp doesn't work. We're going to go start and we're going to go stop. And that's the flow chart. Now I could save it somewhere, or the other thing I could do as well is use my snip and bring up my snip here. Here's my snipping tool. So I'm going to go that, I'm going to take that, I'm going to go copy, and then in my Word document, I'm going to see if I can get some space because this is kind of, okay, it looks like it worked. So I'm going to go paste, and there is my thing, and that's the end of the first assignment. I've now satisfied all the requirements. I've got my favorite food, my favorite color coming in, and I've also got my printing of those, as well as the actual flow chart. That's the end of the first one. Let's talk about the second one. The user should be able to enter the sales amount without the dollar sign, and the program will print out both the sales amount and the profit. So I didn't give you any code for this. No reason to panic yet. What I would do at this point is the natural evolution here is to go back to the code that we currently have. What I would do is I would save this immediately, take code that works, and save it as the next thing. So I'm going to save this thing as exercise 2. Does it do anything I want for exercise 2? Not really. It doesn't do anything at all, but I know that I need at least one variable. So I'm going to basically kick out those. So now, by the way, I should have thought about perhaps also changing the comments, but baby steps. Anyway, so here I got one variable and I'm printing out that variable. Let's just see if that works. It should work, right? You always start with something that works. So here we go. Looks like it's going to work, right? Come on, help me out, dude. There it is. So slow. Anyway, good. Hello, Grant. Beautiful. So I got myself a Hello World program. Next thing is it, I'm looking actually for total sales, looking for total sales. So I'm going to change the prompt to be, what is your total sales? I might want to say something like without the dollar sign or something like that, right? Now, incremental baby steps. I would probably want to run this to make sure that this thing didn't blow up, right? So what are my total sales? It still seems to work. And there's Grant. Great. Next thing is I want the total sales not to be called name, but sales. So I'm going to go not just name, actually, I'd probably call it sales. And using this Hungarian notation thing, I'd probably go float sales and make that float sales. And you know what? Be a little bit braver and basically say total sales are, and put a little dollar sign. And let's see what that does. We're going to get into formatting later. For now, it's just, look at that. That looks beautiful. Okay, next step is the profit, which is 23% of the sales amount. The profit is 23% of the sales amount. Now, finally, we've got something here. We got float profit, okay, which I'm going to assign 0.0. And down here, I'm going to go print the, is it profit? That's what I actually said. Sure. The profit is $ plus flit. Oh, faster than light. Look at that. It's float, not whatever. Sometimes copy and paste would work too, although then I just would have propagated my error. All right, so we got our input, we got our output, we go. Okay, what's my sales? $1,000. And boom, we get our explosion. This is exactly why we do things slowly and we don't type a whole bunch of crap in right away, because now it's like, oh my goodness, what actually happened? And here's what happened, right? A float, can't naturally be concatenated to a string. That's kind of what happened without using the str function. So I think I put in a little bit of magic like that, and that should probably work. Yeah, there it is. All right, cool. And again, don't worry about formatting. By this point, I just had to basically add or concatenate two things together. And so there I learned, oh my goodness, I got to use string. Okay, wonderful. That's input, output. Haven't quite hit. And actually, to be honest, I gotta get my prompts right. So what are the total sales? That's what the first prompt should be. What are your total sales, right? That's what I said here. What are your total sales? So, question mark, maybe, whatever. And then the profit on that is that. All right, so the profit on $ plus sales plus is that. All right, so let's go. I don't think it has a problem, by the way, with this integer being added to a string, right? But I bet you if I ran that again and I put in, like, let's say a penny, it's going to blow up again. Why did you not blow up again? Oh, because you're coming in as an input string. Look at that. See, simple program like this, and even I'm like kind of learning stuff. Input is a function, takes in a prompt, and then it returns a string. And so at this point, this guy is still a string, so he concatenates fine. This guy is still a string, so he concatenates fine. But float profit isn't a string. Float profit is a float. So here, we haven't encountered the problem yet because I haven't actually added the final section to this. This is my slow burn up to the idea of profit, which is 23% of the sales amount. I should have a processing section. In my processing section, I should say that the float profit is assigned the float sales multiplied by 0.23, which is the percentage. Profit percentage is 23%. Now that's kind of a magic number, and I'd be tempted to make it a constant in here, but for now, I'm not going to. So I'm just going to go run, and this should blow up. So here's my total sales. I go 1,000, and now it blows up because it can't deal with this guy being a string, being kind of nailed with a float. So what I need to do here, float profit, can't take a string and multiply by 0.23. I need to basically go float. I think that's right. I go run. I go 1,000. And now we're back. All right. It's got an input, a processing, and an output. Now, this is a fundamentals of programming class, not a Python class. All right. So there's a bunch of things that could be simplified and crushed together if you're really getting into Python. But I'm trying to drill into you people that we have an input section, a processing section, and an output section. I'm trying to drill into you the idea that nothing should magically appear in the processing section that wasn't defined in the input section. This line here, number 6, not actually necessary, right? Because Python will let you get away with it. Python will let you create a variable wherever you want. I could create a variable down in the output section for that matter. Watch this, 1,000, right? Python doesn't care, but I care as a developer because other languages won't let you do that. So what I'm trying to do here is instill on you the value of defining, processing, and output. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, did I ask for flowchart there? Even if I did, actually, it's worth it. So let's go and do a flowchart. So I'm going to go over to here. This is C1, C2. Let's now go ahead. Same deal. Let's save this guy as E2. So E2. And let's go save. Now this one is going to have something cool here. It's going to have basically, we're going to get the sales that's going in. We're going to spit out the sales, and we're going to spit out the profit. All right. But there's a step in the middle of all this. And the step in the middle of this is a process. This is meant to be a process where we basically take the profit is assigned sales multiplied by 0.23, right? So now we got a process. We're going to click on this dude. I'm going to connect him to the process. Okay, I'm going to go copy paste. This guy is going to go back to the output. Wonderful. And again, this is a straight sequence, so it says move them in line. And there you go. And then I can play around with my lineup. Boy, does it look beautiful. That looks beautiful. Income sales, there's our profit, there's our out. Now, I'm cheating here because I'm doing a lot of this stuff. I'm coding first and then flow charting. That's actually a back-ass word. What you should be doing is flow charting first and then coding, right? So I'm instilling a bad habit here. So here's my flow chart that I wanted. And then I want the code. So I'm going to go back to my Python thing here, and I'm going to go copy, and I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to go paste. And of course, it doesn't look anything like what I want. So what I want is I'm just going to go grab the format painter here and format that. And now it looks beautiful. All right, last thing is this one. Number 3, you're totaling up the items in an order. When you start the program, it'll ask you for item 1, then ask you if there's another, then I'll go then I'll keep going. So what I'm going to do here, this is going to be slightly more involved. No big deal. It's involved in the loop that we saw earlier in the chapter, and we will encounter again later in the course. So why don't I just stop this now, let you guys get comfortable with these 2 solutions, and then I'll start the next one with number 3. All right. And let's do this.